You guys, welcome back to another episode of the noseyAF podcast. I'm super stoked about today's show because today we talk to Mr. Andre, who is a Hebrew Israelite. And I'm really excited to talk to Andre because back in the day, like last year, a friend of mine, Tyler, had posted on her Facebook that there's nothing worse than a damn Hebrew Israelite. And it started this whole conversation about Black Hebrew Israelites and how difficult they seem to be. And then after that, I saw another woman post information about her thoughts about Hebrew Israelites, and it prompted me to write this post asking for collaborators on how to date a Hebrew Israelite. If you don't know about Hebrew Israelites, Andre is going to explain it all, but they just sort of have a bad rap for being really radical and not that nice and not that welcoming, especially if you have a different faith where you want to challenge what their ideals are. So I'm really excited that Andre said yes to me sitting down with him and asking him all the really crazy questions about what it means to be a Hebrew Israelite, and if I wanted to date a Hebrew Israelite, what that would mean. So I'm just so thankful because noseyAF, these are the types of conversations that I want to have with people that are not like me, that are allowing me to ask them really ridiculous questions and sort of brainstorm ideas and share it. So here we go. I'm excited, and let's get started with Mr. Andre Israel. I guess my first question to you is if you can explain to me and my audience of what is the faith of a Hebrew Israelite?
Okay. All right. Here it is in a whole nutshell.
Okay.
We believe that the so-called African Americans are the descendants of the biblical Israel. Okay. During the transatlantic slave, when they talk about the transatlantic slave ships and stuff like that, when we were captive and brought over here to the shores of North America, there have been those who say that those slaves were actually descendants of ancient Israelites who fled into Africa in the year 77 AD. Okay. When you have the Roman Jewish War. So they're basically saying that when those black Israelites, or when those black Hebrews, when they fled out of Jerusalem, they fled into the land of Africa. They mingled amongst the Africans. Some of them even mixed with the Africans. But there was always some animosity with those Israelites or those Afro-Asiatic people because those people had different traditions and they had different customs. So there were several wars between Africans and Afro-Asiatics, and a lot of them end up being sold or captured, sold to Europeans or sold to the Spaniards and put on slave ships and sent to the shores of first South America and the Caribbeans, and then North America. Because we now starting to find out it wasn't that many blacks, wasn't that many Africans brought to North America. It was only a small percentage. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay, so like essentially when Africans were captured, they captured some of the
Afro-Asiatic.
Asiatic. Right. So they were almost sort of wrong place at the wrong time, and they got captured too.
Exactly. And that's the reason why you find a lot of times you'll find what they call facial mutilations in parts of Africa, where, people, because it was a well-known fact that if you mutilated your face to a certain extent, even though it was a tradition and a custom, that the so-called slave traders wouldn't mess with you. You get what I'm saying? Because your face was what they call somewhat mutilated, the platelet and the tattoos on the face. So even though if you really want to be technical about it, a lot of Afro-Asiatics or a lot of Africans, they weren't into that. They weren't, because what was in their religion or in their culture. You get what I'm saying? They didn't believe in tattoos. They didn't believe in facial or body modifications. You know what I'm saying? Because that is one of the laws inside of the Tanakh or the Torah, or even inside the Quran, because we know a lot of the slaves that came over here were Muslim.
Okay.
A lot of them were Islam. They were Muslim. They would, they went over into Islam and different things like that. But yeah, we just believe that the so-called African American, in this country or in the Caribbean, South America, are descendants of the biblical Israel. That's what we believe. And we fit the curses of Deuteronomy chapter 28.
Deuteronomy chapter 28. Is that like the foundation then?
Yeah, pretty much. We feel that that is a prophecy, that has been placed upon us, as a nation or a race of people. When you take a look at, I guess when you take a look at our conditions as black men and black women in America, how this system does not really look at us as equal, and how we're actually somewhat treated a little different, even in the judicial system. Our children are treated different, even in the school systems. It's almost kind of like you look at it like, wow, are we cursed as a people? You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
You take
Yeah.
a you take a look at African American women, and you all are one of the largest groups, that are not married. You get what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? So it's just like, that's a curse, to a certain extent. You get what I'm saying? But I believe that it wasn't done by accident. I believe everything was done by design. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So yeah, so that's what we believe. Some other Hebrew Israelites may try to get a little bit more deeper, but but that's
But
the
in
whole.
our 101 course that you're leading right now, in our like Israelite for Dummies breakdown.
Mm.
So,
So yes, we believe that we are the true descendants of, and I quote, the biblical Israel. And the reason why we are suffering in the shores of North America, South America, and even in the Caribbean is because of the simple fact that we have turned our back against the one most high God. We have basically threw away his statutes, his laws and commandments to basically take on heathen practices and traditions of our captors. You get what I'm saying? So that's what we as Hebrew Israelites believe in. So
I see. So then our Hebrew Israelites, are they trying to go and start preserving some of these things or not turn their
uh,
back, like turning back around?
well, I think what a lot of Hebrew Israelites are doing, and I think a lot of them are trying to go back into, I guess, the ancient way of living. You get what I'm saying? Even though
Okay.
this is a modern world that we live in, but they're trying to go back into the ancient way of living. I guess with growing their own food, making their own clothes, basically being self-sufficient. Almost kind of somewhat separate themselves even from this government and even this system. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? So, basically trying to build their own communities, trying to build their own schools, and even build their own hospitals. There are some Israelite groups that actually, have separated themselves and started farms and, you know what I'm saying?
Like the
Bought,
Amish?
yeah, most definitely. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Have you ever dated an Amish woman?
No. Never.
You're like, hey, we should like get together. Some of the same ideas.
Nah.
All right, so I mean, I can get with like wanting to like create my own
Yeah, and
community.
Yeah, and you know what's so funny? I was talking to a group of black women not too long ago, and they were talking about how their children are basically being mistreated in a lot of these schools. And I was basically telling them is that, well, yeah, of course your children are going to be somewhat mistreated, or your children are not going to be understood because, well, guess what? I hate to say it though, but we as black people, we have not built our own school systems for our children. You
Hmm.
know, when you go to the Jewish community, they have their own schools. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They have they have their own hospitals. They have their own ambulance service. They have their own bus services. You know what I'm saying? They have their own grocery stores. They even have Jewish clinics and Jewish hospitals. Well, you cannot, if you are a Gentile or a person that is not of non-Jewish faith, you can't touch them. They won't allow you to touch them. You get what I'm saying? So, so that's powerful. Some people would say it's kind of separate, but hey, you know,
Yeah, I don't know a black owned hospital.
no,
Hmm.
no. And what's so funny about it is, and I was trying to, explain to them is that, when you have your own schools, you can teach your children whatever you want to teach them. You get what I'm saying? Even if it might be, you know, some indoctrination that might be involved, but you know what? You can teach your children whatever you want to teach them. Because because you are the ones who set the curriculum. You are the ones who set the study. So with that being said, you can't get mad if your teacher refers to your child as a nigger or refers to your child as a monkey because at the end of the day, they ain't got no business being in that school in the first place. You know what I'm saying? They need to have
Yeah.
their own schools. But, you know,
Hmm.
that ain't how it is. That's not how it is. So
Well, so tell me if like this like whole self-sustaining community,
mhm.
I mean, I can get behind that. How come you think Israelites get such a bad rap?
I think what it is I think it's the Israelites who stand on the corner And
Yeah.
they stand on the corner with their 1611 King James Bibles, and they basically, not all, because there are some who stand on the corner and they teach, but they teach with patience and they teach with a zeal and a passion for their people. But then you have those other Israelite groups that I'm not going to mention because I don't want no controversy, because
Me
I've
either. Me either.
already been back and forth with these idiots already. But you have some fools out of New York talking about it's okay to rape a 12-year-old girl, and
Oh, hell no.
oh yes, this just real dumb, stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? And if you ask me, I believe that those Israelites, no disrespect, but they need to be drug out somewhere. And excuse me for saying this, but they need to have their damn heads beat in and possibly their heads chopped off. Because at the end of the day, you don't
My.
touch you don't touch children. You don't touch the elderly, and you don't touch children, and you definitely don't touch women like that. You get what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, where did
eh,
they get that? Where did they get that idea from? Like, why? Where are they
it's,
getting that from?
it's this the thing. One thing I notice about, and this is something I notice about black people. When black people, when we come across a new faith or a new religion, we have a zeal out this world. You know what I'm saying? When a black person becomes a Christian, they out Christian the white person.
Mm.
They are strictly Christian. You know what I'm saying? When a black person becomes Muslim, they out Muslim the Arab. You know what I'm saying? So when a black man or a black woman takes on the Hebrew Israelite faith, sometimes they might out Israelite the Jew. You get what I'm saying? And they might even come up with these extreme concepts and these extreme ideologies that really, you know, which is kind of messed up because you're not drawing people to the faith, you're pushing people away from the faith. You get
Yeah,
what?
I mean, I wouldn't sign up for that to like beat up children and old people and do inappropriate things with them. I'm not down for that. I don't want to. I'm going to go to the next table at the
Right,
faith conference. Like,
right.
thank you.
Yeah, but it just goes to show you that a lot of them, a lot of Hebrew Israelites, a lot of them are just, some of them come from that One West camp, the One West camps, where they were very radical, it was cool to be radical at that time
Yeah.
because you was dealing with racism and white supremacy and the Ku Klux Klan. So I understand that, and we still are to this day. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But it's like, if you want to draw in the people, you do have to do it with a certain, amount of love and a certain type of passion for people. You know what I'm saying? For your people. You know what I'm saying? If you want to draw your people, draw them in. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, when it come down to raping kids and all this, I'm not, them fools. I hope the Most High put a curse on them and just wipe them out because they don't need to be around anymore.
Yeah, that's really scary. It's like it doesn't say that anywhere in these books to do stuff like that. At
No,
least I don't think so. I mean, not in the Bible for sure,
no.
but
But the problem is that, okay, I'll give you a perfect example.
uh-huh.
In certain
That's scary. God damn it. What's wrong with
Right.
them?
Well, this is the thing. In certain ancient traditions, right? Even in African traditions, and this is something that I have to explain to even Afrocentrics and even people who refer to themselves as Kemetic. In certain African traditions, especially parts of Kenya and Zimbabwe, certain tribes, when a girl comes on her period, that's it. She gone. She's
Mm.
Her mother and her father is going to basically sell her to the next bidder. Do you get what I'm saying? Whoever has the most amount of cattle and the most amount of land can buy that girl. And that
Wow.
girl is 11, 12, 13, 14 years old. There's even a video of a white woman. And I think, I don't know, I forgot what, it's on YouTube, and how this white woman was crying because they sold a 12-year-old girl to a man that was in his 30s. Now, this is in Africa. Now, this is a tribal thing. You know what I'm saying? So, she was heartbroken by it, but that's their tradition, and that's that, those are those customs. So it's not only, in the Bible or the Torah where it does speaks about a young girl or a young maiden, if
Oh.
she's young, yeah, she might be 12, 13, 14 years old. Yeah, she could be married. You get what I'm saying? She could be married. She can be married to an older man. She can have children. It's like that in a lot of places. It's like that in a lot of places throughout this world. You get what I'm saying? So people don't understand. Those are traditions and customs. Now, do I believe that we should practice that here in America?
Hell
No,
no.
no. Because you know what I'm
Absolutely
saying?
not.
Right. So because at the end of the day, let's keep it real. A young girl that's 12, 13, 14 years old, she needs to grow. She needs to experience life. She don't need to be married. You get what I'm saying? But I understand that those traditions in those other places are like that. You get what I'm saying? So I ain't knocking a tradition. I just know my daughter wouldn't be getting married at 12 or 13 years old. You get
Yeah,
what I'm
no
saying?
way. No
Yeah.
way.
So it's it's like a double-edged sword. So I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, so like, okay, so then okay, so like this Israelite dudes, okay? Like
Hmm.
I after like when I was like researching this, like I'm like, okay, I really want to talk to an Israelite and ask these questions and be in the space. I ended up meeting a guy from Tinder. And it seemed as if instead of just like going out to dinner and getting to know me, he was like trying to save me. And it was like a whole lecture. And he was like quizzing me about like histories and knowledge and seeing where I came from with things. And I'm like, this is really draining.
Right.
And then he was like trying to quote something from the scripture, and it's like I read the Bible, but I'm not like always remembering scriptures and stuff. And then like I
Right.
was trying to show him something from my Bible phone, and he's like, you should put your hood on. And I'm like, my hood? And he like wanted me to put like my jacket hood on. In
And
the
see,
car we were talking, and I'm like, yo, it's hot in here, I'm not putting my hood on, I'm gonna show you the scripture. He's like, oh really? Oh, you're not gonna respect me, this and that. And it's like, yo, this has nothing to do with respect. But he was like really taking it seriously. And you know what it made me think of? I'm like, all right, if you knew I was in church, and I could ask these same questions, right? It's like, Steph, if you knew this dude was like different from like your faith, then like why continue to talk to him? Because there's going to be conflict. But then it makes me think like he knew that about me too. So then why continue? So, these women that I come in contact with, they're like saying like stay away from Israelites. But why are we talking to each other if the faith is so separated? Like why are women running away from the Israelite dudes?
well, this is the thing, and this is something that I tell. It's so funny. I tell this to Israelites. I tell this to those who are Moors, the Moor Science Temple. I tell this even to brothers that are Kemetic. Listen, your best bet is to find you a woman who is already in the faith. You get what I'm saying? Now, if she's not into the faith, now if she's curious about the faith, that's another thing. But if she's not already in the faith, there is no need for you to beat her, across the head with information every day. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Israelite movement, you know what I'm saying, which is it's a fast growing movement right now in the United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these brothers that come into the movement, a lot of them come in with a zeal and a fire, which is cool. But what a lot of them need to understand is that every black woman is not going to get rid of her weave. you know what I'm saying? Every black woman is not going to stop celebrating Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, in the 4th of July. Hell, every black woman ain't going to stop eating lobster and shrimp and pork. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you have to realize that if you are an Israelite brother, you need to find you a sister that's in the that's in the same faith as you. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't work. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to work. It's really not going to work. It's really not. It's the same thing with a Christian trying to marry a Muslim. It's not going to work.
Yeah. Yeah. Where
It's
do
not.
where do Israelite men meet Israelite women?
I mean, you have groups on Facebook. I've even somebody even told me that eventually they're going to start a Hebrew Israelite dating site, and
Ooh.
so it's
Okay.
it's places where they can meet, and a lot of them can meet at their places of worship. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Israelite groups or camps, what they do is they'll have camp meetings. They'll even have where they go camping, and they'll go fishing and different things like that. A lot of them they'll have big dinners, the Feast of Tabernacles, and
Wow.
so they'll all come together. They'll all sit down and congregate amongst one another, and you might find a sister that you might like, or a sister might see a brother that she might like, and they might start dating. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that, because at the end of the day, that woman or that man is in your faith. When you try to date somebody from a different faith, it's not going to work. I'm sorry. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. I'm sorry. It's
So
going to be.
where sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
What's the Israelites' place of worship? Like where do they go?
Uh, I mean, the same places that people go to the church. I mean, they, well,
Is
a
it
lot of,
called church?
no, it's some people refer to it as temples. Some people
Oh.
refer to it as, you have some Israelites that have synagogues. You have some Israelites that have temples. You have certain Israelites, they call it a camp, like an Israelite camp, where you go and you sit down amongst the brothers and your sisters, and they teach the Torah, or they teach the Bible and different things like that. And so yeah, they have certain places where Israelites can go to, certain places of worship. They have them.
Would a camp be at like someone's house, like just inviting people over?
It could be it could be at somebody's house, especially if you first starting out. It could be at somebody's house. It could be in somebody's basement, or they might rent out a storefront.
Where do
You
you
know,
go?
um, I don't go anywhere.
Oh.
I've gotten into a lot of arguments with a lot of Israelite brothers over different things, and it's certain things I agree with, and it's certain things that I just don't agree with. You get what I'm saying? So, and I choose not to argue with brothers sometimes, because I know, brothers and sisters, sometimes when you disagree with their opinions, then you go back to the place of worship. They look at you sideways. They look at you up and down. They get to talking and gossiping. So it's just like, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
So does that mean my Israelite boyfriend probably wouldn't be excited about me dressing up as a nasty nurse for this year's Halloween party?
No, he wouldn't.
Ugh, come on. Well, will he get my hair done?
I mean, okay. Now, when you say get your hair done, now what do you mean? You mean like putting a weave in your hair, or a perm?
Sure. What if like I wear my hair natural now, and what if I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get myself like some 24-inch.
No.
He's not
No.
gonna pay for it. I have to
No.
pay for it myself.
I wouldn't pay for it either. No. No.
But can I? All right. What if I just get it myself? That's fine. So he'll be okay with me doing it. I just have to pay for it myself.
See, this is the thing. This is the thing.
What the hell?
With me, I mean, I like women's hair to be natural.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if I'm dating a woman who likes to put weave in her hair, you know what I'm saying? Which I have before. Now, am I gonna pay for your weave? No. Now, hold on. Pause for a second.
Yeah.
Now, will I pay for a pedicure and a manicure? Yes.
Okay. We're getting
Now,
somewhere.
Now, the reason why I would pay for a pedicure, because I like women with pretty feet.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So, I don't want no woman laying in the bed with me at night with crusty feet.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Who would want that?
Yeah, exactly. So, I might want to put your foot in my mouth or something. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
So, with that being said,
Andre.
I'm saying you have to keep a pedicure and a manicure. You have to keep your legs nice.
Yeah.
Keep your legs pretty. You have to be a woman of good hygiene. Do you understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, I ain't got no issue with that. But when it come down to the weave thing and the perm, I ain't.
But if I want to get my hair twisted and some like fly twists and a pinned up updo, you'll pay for that, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It sounds like compromise to me.
Yeah. Right.
Be like, girl, let me make sure I get my coins together, because Andre is not gonna be liking this bone straight that I'm about to do, but I'm about to be popping this summer. So
right. And and the thing about it is that and that's what it's all about. Like you say, it is about, compromise to a certain extent. Yes, we prefer our sisters to be natural, because you all are beautiful natural.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So and I believe that no disrespecting none of the sisters out here, but I believe that when you wear a weave in your head and when you cake your face up with makeup, I believe you're wearing a costume, and that's not who you really are.
No, it's so fun though to put on makeup and get jazzy. We love it.
And you know what? And that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But my thing is, don't cake your face up with it. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of lip gloss, a little bit of, a little mascara, whatever. But don't be walking around here looking like a drag queen. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
A lot of women, they'll cake their face up to the point where they look horrible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They really look horrible with that makeup on. So it's just like, just be natural just a tad bit. That's all I'm asking. That's
okay. Well, I mean, That's fair. Everybody's, I like this idea of the Israelite dating site and app, and I really think that that's interesting, especially like in the day and age of people meeting through apps. How are
Yeah.
Israelites with technology? Like, are they like really excited about it?
Of course. I mean, you have some Israelites that are happy about. I mean, you have to realize Israelites. I mean, you have to realize this. Israelites, they have 4K cameras. They have 10,000, $1,000 cell phones. They have, some of these brothers have, computer equipment, editing equipment, because a lot of them they do videos and they have the
Oh, sure.
graphics. So, a lot of them are, they love technology. I love technology
Yeah,
because technology, it helps, spread the message. And, without technology, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you right now.
it's
So,
true.
hey, the Israelite dating app, bring it on. I'm ready for
I think they
it.
should. I think that'd be so great.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
all for these like different apps for different communities. I think it's
Yeah.
really cool. I wonder. I would love to see how that would be responsive. Or like now, I want to host like, oh my god, we should host like a speed dating
Like, what,
event.
Israelite?
Yeah, yeah,
Israelite speed dating event? That would be kind of cool.
yeah. That
Yeah,
would be so fun. And they'll
yeah,
be
that.
like, hey, you're not Israelite. You can't be like hosting these events. And I'll be like, sir, I have my hair natural. Leave me alone, okay? I want to see like, cause it sounds like you are like more open than the traditional. Like, what types of things do you think? Or like from what I would just know of Israelite, because what I know, which by the way, okay, so Israelites I see, they'll be on the corner and they'll wear these elaborate costumes,
Hmm.
or elaborate. I shouldn't call them costumes, but like elaborate. The clothes are just like super elaborate with like robes of like gold and
Right, right.
velvet and these hats. Like, who makes those and where do you get that? And is it expensive?
Well, this is the thing. Yeah, a lot of the Israelite clothing, it is expensive. A lot. I know.
And do you wear it every day?
No, well, I don't wear it.
Okay.
I don't. Certain camps, certain groups, they wear their Israelite guards. They'll wear those type of clothes. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess they're trying to, put out a message. You get what I'm saying? It's almost kind of like the Nation of Islam with their bow ties. You get
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Their suits. But a lot of Israelites, they'll go out there with their uniforms on, and they'll go out there and teach the word. And yeah, a lot of those, I hate calling them uniforms. A lot of their
Right. Like,
what they wear is, yeah, some of that stuff is expensive. And I know about a woman, I know about a sister, I think down in Atlanta, and I remember she was on one of the Israelite groups, and she was talking about how she sells the jewelry and she sells the clothes and different things like that. So it's a couple of people in the Israelite community that's actually getting good money off making those clothes.
is it like thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars?
I would probably say thousands of dollars.
Wow.
Some might be 100, some might be cheaper than that. But if you want a real nice outfit, or Israelite, especially if it's for your camp, the color you want it. Or sometimes what they'll even do inside of the camp, they'll have seamstress and they'll have women that know how to do it, or men that know how to make those clothes. You
Oh,
get what?
wow.
So a lot of times you don't even have to go out of your congregation. You can stay right in there and buy it, and help the sister out. But there are some people out there that actually sell it, you
Hmm.
know. Yeah.
Could I, as a non-Israelite person, like buy the clothes and like incorporate it into my wardrobe just to look cool? Some pieces, or is that like
I
would
mean,
somebody
yeah.
pull me aside and be like, what are you doing?
No, 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 no. Uh, if you wear, a nice Israelite garb for women, no, nobody would say anything negative about it. If anything, they'll probably give you respect for wearing it. You get what I'm saying? Because you're representing the culture. You get what I'm saying? So they'll probably show you some love. They'll probably show you some love.
Uh oh. I
Yeah.
hope like no one from Gucci is like listening and they're gonna try to like adopt it and have it at Fashion Week.
They probably will.
How? What would you think about that? What would you think if something like that happened?
Well, sister, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they take stuff from us all the time.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it ain't like it would be a surprise or a shock. And what's so funny about it is that I wouldn't be surprised if one day you might see some Israelite guards being worn on the runways of Paris.
Sure.
You get what I'm saying? And it would be kind of funny because it'll make you think, wow, them brothers been rocking that stuff for years. You get what I'm saying? So now
Yeah.
all of a sudden somebody comes along, sees it, and they hijacks it, and they probably try to, they'll probably change it just a tad bit, and boom, they put it out there on the runways of Paris. And I would laugh myself, but
I mean, I guess because what I'm interested in is that like anytime someone brings up an Israelite, whatever, it's always like brought down. It's always like, oh my gosh, like they're so out there, they're so next level. This could be so weird. And so to me, I'm thinking like, okay, how can this faith be taken more seriously?
um, you know what? Okay, this is what I'll say. Um,
Because I don't think that like I don't see that with really any other faith too much. Like people are like, okay, they're Buddhist, they respect that. They're Muslim, they respect that. If you're Israelite, it's like, whoa, it's so over the top. Like I'm so thankful that you even allow me to have this conversation, because I feel like if I would have asked that other dude that or somebody else, it would be like I don't even know if we can get through the conversation.
right. Well, see, this is something that most people don't understand. See, I'm at an age, I'll be 39 in August. So I'm a little, I'm a little older.
Do you want to have a fashion show for your birthday?
Okay, we'll talk about that. I don't.
Right.
I'm a little older and I'm a little wiser and I'm a little bit more content now. And I think the thing about it is this: you have so many different Israelite camps out there. You have brothers like myself who are Israelites who don't really follow any camp traditions. You get
Okay.
what I'm saying? We don't follow certain camp doctrines.
And
You
camp
get
is like congregation, like it's like
Yeah,
group, right? Yeah.
yeah, yep.
Okay.
It's yep. So I'm pretty much, I'm kind of a what they call, uh, I'm free. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of the Israelites that is, I'm a free brother. I don't really have any restrictions when it's pertaining to, you know, um, teaching or even reading different books or even studying different cultures or different religions. You get what I'm saying? I'm one of them Israelite brothers. I'm not out here trying to beat somebody across the head with a Torah. You get
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That's not what I do. I'm not out here trying to slap somebody upside the head with a Tanakh. And I know a lot of Israelite brothers and sisters are gonna sit up there and probably knock me, judge me. Who is this brother? He don't really speak for the one most high. Okay, whatever. I could care less what none of you Negroes think, because at the end of the day, you know, at the end of the day, I'm gonna be who I am. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So I believe how the faith is spreading, but we still have a lot of people who are distant from the faith because of the simple fact, like you said, it's extreme, and I understand because it's extreme in America. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? America is an extreme ass country. This country is extreme. This is a pill popping nation. Do you
Mm.
understand what I'm saying? Motherfuckers are just popping. Excuse me, but
That's
people are just popping
okay.
pills left and right. People are popping pills. People are opioid crisis. Everything is crazy nowadays.
Yeah.
So I understand the reason why they're so extreme. But what you have to realize is that, and this is what I tell them, you know, some people call me extreme.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? They say I'm very extreme. I'm extreme to a certain extent. But at the end of the day, I've always extended the olive branch of love to anybody who basically shows me love back. If you respect me, I'm going to respect you. I have set up there with Buddhists. I have set up there with Muslims. I have set up there with, I've even talked one time to a person that was a Luciferian.
Oh
you know,
wow.
had a very long conversation with them, and there was some things I told him, about his faith or his belief, and there was some things he told me about mine, and we basically agreed to disagree. I've
Sure.
set up, I've set up there, at the train station and set up there and talked to a rabbi. You get
Mm.
what I'm saying? So it's like I've talked to people of different, walks of life, So I'm the type of dude, man. I'm open. I tell people who I am. I am an Israelite. And sometimes they'll look at me up and down, and they'll have negative things to say about the Israelites, or they'll have negative things to even say about the Bible or the Torah or the Tanakh. And my thing is, with any book you can find flaws. You get what I'm saying? Any
Uh-huh.
book, I could find some flaws in it. So, at the end of the day, I'm not out here trying to beef with nobody. I'm not out here trying to beat nobody upside the head with what I believe in. If you are a person, who is curious about the Israelite faith, I would advise you to do research on it. I would advise you to grab certain books by certain Israelite authors. I would advise you to look up certain videos by certain Hebrew Israelites, uh, and just go from there. If you're
Yeah.
curious. Yeah.
Well, do Israelites wear Jordans?
Stephanie, yes.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Hey, I'm excited. That's
Yes.
awesome.
Now, not all Israelites wear Jordans, but there are a lot that do wear Jordans. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Now you have certain Israelites that are trying to start their own, clothing company. Well, a lot of them already have a clothing company. Some of them trying to start their own shoes. So, we,
Just
brothers.
normal folks out here trying to get it how they live.
Exactly, exactly. But yes, some of us we do wear Jordan. Now, me myself personally, I like Air Maxes. But
Oh yeah, I'm an Air Max. I like Air Maxes also.
yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
that
my
probably was the better question.
yeah. That's what I meant. So yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, we wear Jordans. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, listen, so really quick, I went to face my Facebook page and I told people I was going to be talking to you today.
Uh huh.
And then I was like, if you guys have any questions, I'm going to ask him. And I got some. And so there was only one. Oh, there's two really quick
Okay.
that I thought was because it seemed like this one lady was like, this lady's like, is he Orthodox Jewish? And people are like, no, he's an Israelite. She doesn't understand. She's like, okay. And then one guy's like, wow, I haven't heard anyone bring that up since the 70s or 80s. And then people are like, what? Where have you been? It's funny. But this lady, Michelle, ask Andre one stereotype assumption women have about dating him that is actually true, and one stereotype assumption that is false, and one stereotype / assumption that drives him crazy.
uh, what's so funny? Now this may sound weird to a lot of people, but
Don't tell on yourself now.
no, but I've always been told by women that I am too nice.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only thing, and that's I've had women break up with me because they said I was too nice.
So it's true. You are nice.
I am,
I mean,
yeah.
you're nice. You're talking to me, and I'm asking these crazy questions and stuff.
No, but yeah, and my mother always tells me you don't know how to say no, and I really don't. So I
Hmm.
really don't know how to say no, but I'm learning to now, say no, and what I'm saying. So I've gotten better at it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I've always been really nice, and one thing I've noticed that I don't care if you a Hebrew Israelite, whatever you are, nice guys they do finish last. You know what I'm saying? They really do. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, yeah, a lot of females have told me, "Wow, you're just really nice," and I'm just not really used to that. So that's about it.
Why do you think that is? I would love to just like kick it to a nice guy and just hang out and
Yeah, but see, that's
fall
the
in
thing.
love and have
Yeah,
that be that.
yeah, but Stephanie, that sounds good coming out your mouth. But every woman, I think everyone.
No, it's true. That's all I want. I just want to be happy and just hang out. That's it.
See, the thing about it, I think a lot of women, and I'm gonna say especially black women, they like a man with an edge. You get what I'm saying? They like a man with an edge. They like a man that's a little street. A guy with a little bit of edge, a little bit of street on him. Not all of y'all, but a lot of y'all do. You get what I'm saying? And I understand that. And
But
it's funny,
nice could mean edge. You can have edge and be nice.
and that's what I tell them all the time. I let them know I wasn't born with no silver spoon in my mouth. I'm from 79th and Cottage. You get what I'm saying? So I'm from the hood. You know what I'm saying? So,
Sure.
so it's just like, but I learned how to, I know how to turn that hood on, and I know how to turn it off. I know how to pick up a book and read, but if something go down, I know how to turn that street back on and handle it. You get what I'm saying? So I don't walk around all day long, with a mean mug on my face and
Sure.
always being street or whatever. So I that ain't, because I
Yeah, I
really
think that's another thing to explore, the like whole nice thing, because it's like, yeah, of course you would know how to defend yourself if need be. Like, who wouldn't? Like, who is going to allow? I think somebody just allowing themselves to be walked over, to me, seems like the minority of people. Like, it seems like the majority is not about to let somebody talk to them crazy or act crazy, you
right,
know?
right, right. And I think that's it. So,
Hmm.
and what was the other question? What was
It
the
was
other?
like, what's like an assumption maybe that drives you, a stereotype that drives you crazy, that you
Um,
cannot stand?
I think that I don't know. How can I put it?
Or even
When
like
I,
about the faith too?
when I have told women that I was a Hebrew Israelite, they automatically assume. I had one girlfriend tell me that she believes that Hebrew Israelites are nothing but radical Christians, and radical Christians, and she kind of, and then she was talking about how some Israelites are kind of weak, and it was always something negative, and it was like, okay, whatever. So I have to explain to her that all Israelites are not the same. Do you
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? We are all different. We all come from different walks of life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not one of these Israelite brothers out here that that's out here just being disrespectful, standing on the corner, cussing folks out. And I had to explain to her that's not all Israelites. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's not all of us. Some of us actually have some tact about ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Some of us actually have some respect about ourselves, and that's not all of us. So it's just
Yeah.
like you have to go out here and you have to, search. You know what I'm saying? You have to sit around good brothers and good sisters to realize that a lot of us, we're not radical. Like all of us are not radical. Even though people say I'm radical. You know what I'm saying? I have a little bit of radicalism in me because, of what's going on. But at the end of the day, I'm not out here, you know, being on no dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
just
Next time I see an Israelite on the corner, I'm gonna go up to him and be like, "Hey, you guys are giving your faith a bad name. Now get out of here."
exactly.
Okay, and then real quick, this last question then, Christina asked, "Is it difficult to be observant of the Sabbath and other religious observances? And if so, when the rest of the world seems to revolve around weekend fun, oh, and if so, like, oh, wait, let me take that again. Is it difficult to be observant of the Sabbath and religious observances? If he is, when the rest of the world seems to revolve around weekend fun in a Christian calendar?"
Mm, that's
That's a
wow.
good
That's
question.
a really good question. Yeah. Well, it is kind of hard. Uh, I guess not for me, but for certain Israelites, it might be hard. Yeah, because a lot of us, some Israelites, they might still live with certain family members. You get
Sure.
what I'm And even though you're supposed to be observing the Sabbath, your family might want to go to Great America, or
Yeah.
they might want to go to the movies, or your family might even bring over a bottle. You know what I'm saying, or
Yeah.
what I'm saying, or they might say, "Hey, man, let's go to this barbecue at the lakefront." So, I think for a lot of Israelites, it is a struggle. You know what I'm saying? It is a struggle, and I think that's the reason why so many of them they kind of a lot of them detach themselves from their families and they go into these camps. You get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
they become family with those people inside of the camps. You get what I'm
It's
saying?
just
So
easier.
it's easier. It really is. It's easier. You know what I'm saying? But that is a good question. So yeah, when the rest of the world is out there, let's like I had a friend of mine, at my job, he told me he's going to Exotica
Hmm.
uh
What's
next
that?
week. That's the porn convention.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So he said, I'm going. You know what I'm saying? At my job. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, brother, have fun. And so
Yeah.
he said, right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I
You're like,
can't go.
well, it's on the Sabbath, so I can't go.
You mean if it wasn't on
No.
the Sabbath, I still wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? I don't know them women up there like that. And now, but I understand that that's that's the rest of the world. That's what they do. That's what they into. And it's cool. I tell people all the time, man, go have your fun. Go to the strip club, make it rain, do what you want to do. But I won't be doing that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I won't be doing that. So yeah.
Yeah. I think it's interesting to bring up like the whole like with your like when you have to observe Sabbath when everybody else isn't observing or they don't have to because they're not in the faith. I remember my cousin dated this girl who had like several children, and because they had like different fathers, one of the girls was a Muslim, so she could not celebrate Christmas.
Right. Right.
And but
Right.
then like the other girls are celebrating Christmas. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, it's so brutal as a child, you know?" And they're like going around to families' houses on Christmas,
Yeah.
and the little girl like because her father was Muslim, she couldn't. And I'm like, "Oh, that's tough. That
Yeah.
is tough."
Yeah.
Cuz you would think that they'd be like, "Well, let's just give her something." But the woman was like, "No, her father's like really strict about it. Like she can't, you know."
I mean, yeah, I mean, there are, Israelites, we're not supposed to celebrate Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
none of these holidays. But I have family members, that they love them some Christmas. They love Cornish hens and macaroni and cheese and,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So, you know, it is what it is. They exchange gifts. Now, I don't exchange no gifts. I mean, but that's just me. You know what I'm saying? So, you have. Yeah, I think as an Israelite, you have to know how to. How can I put it? You have to know how to balance
Mhm.
this you live in. You have to learn how to balance your, your culture with this culture. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you don't want to tell your family you go f off. You all gonna burn in hell. The Most High is gonna destroy y'all. Blah 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 blah. You can't really do that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know. Now, if your family is having a, let's say, a get together, a Christmas get together, and they want you to come, okay, fine. You can come, hug your mama, kiss your grandmama, sit down, talk to them, eat a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Talk to some of your cousins, and you might bring up, the fact that you are an Israelite and your belief in your faith. You get what I'm saying? So, and whether they agree with it or not, it don't matter because at the end of the day, they gonna see a difference in you anyway. You get what I'm saying? Just always be open minded, man. Because at the end of the day, your mother, your father, your brother, whoever, they that's still your family. That's still your family. So so, yeah, that,
Cool.
that's it. Yeah.
Man, this was great. Thank you for talking to me.
Oh, no problem, no problem. Thank you for being, understanding and being curious and being inquisitive, because a lot of people don't, they don't understand what the faith or what the belief is about. You get what I'm saying? So they automatically pass judgment on somebody, so which is kind of stupid because I can pass judgment on Christians all day long. You get what I'm, but you know, now have I passed judgment on Christians sometimes? Yeah, I
Yeah,
have.
I'm
but
sure.
I've met some, but I've met some very smart Christians. I've met some Christians that were not dumb. I've met some Christians that actually were very smart, intelligent people.
Like
So
me.
like you, Stephanie, exactly.
Man, that's cool. I need to go shopping with these Israelites though and see what I can get. Summer's coming up. Wait, are
So
you single? We should plug you like, yo, if any ladies out there, y'all natural, like we
yeah,
can
I'm,
hook
I'm
you up.
I'm 38 with no kids. So
Ooh. It's a gold mine here, ladies.
oh no, I'm not.
Oh.
Yeah, I work. I'm a hard worker. What I'm saying. You know,
Okay.
got my credit is good. What I'm saying.
Okay.
Slow down now, Stephanie. But other than, no, I'm a good dude. I'm a good dude. So yeah, yeah. I could be a little. I could be, now. One thing I will say, I am a little bit of an asshole. You know.
Oh.
But other than
Who's not?
that, right. But other than that, I'm cool. I'm cool. But yeah, so that's about it, Stephanie. That's
No, that's what's up. Cool. Wow, y'all. I can't believe it. I did it. We did it. Hashtag yes we can. I'm so happy that Andre said yes to allowing me to ask him kooky questions about his faith. How nice is he? What do you guys think? Despite Andre telling us it wasn't a good idea. Would you kick it with an Israelite? I mean, I already tried it. I told you guys my Tinder story. I'm not going back. I think my big fat takeaway from the whole conversation is that there is an opportunity to provide opportunities. And y'all, I'm really thinking about this whole Israelite speed dating event. I mean, wouldn't that be fantastic? Listen, I didn't do a mid-roll because this episode, like with a commercial or anything like that, because I'm really just right now trying to experiment with like the running length of this show. And so I would love to hear what you think about that. And, you know, but in the meantime, if you guys want to check out my website, missgraham.com, check out my pin company, Graham Cracker Pins, and, you know, support the show, that would be love. But, you know, I'm just experimenting and trying everything out right now. Oh, and before I sign off for sure, I just wanted to tell all the fathers that I hope you guys had a wonderful Father's Day weekend. I kicked it with Mr. Graham. We went and had seafood at Boston Fish Market. So delicious. And it was a good day. So I hope you guys had a good day, and I really hope that you all have a blessed week. Please rate, review, and share the show if you're enjoying it. Hit me up and let me know you're enjoying it. And yeah, have a blessed week. Peace.